Hey guys, welcome back to a new video. In this video, I'll be reviewing the also recently revealed. I already did the Buzzwole up here, which you can't see, but Guzzlord GX. So yeah, let's just get into it. The art you could see looks pretty cool. You know, it's kind of jumping out at you. Not super detailed, but I think it's pretty cool. So it is Guzzlord GX, of course. It is a basic Pokemon. So you don't have to evolve, that's a good thing. Has 210 HP, which is really high for a basic, the most a basic can have, or at least what we've seen. You see things like Wishy-Washy having also 210, so it's the second one to have 210, which is pretty interesting. And Darkness type, which isn't a good type to be right now. I'll explain that later. So its first attack here, and of course it is a Ultra Beast. Some of the first Ultra Beast cards revealed is called Eat Sloppily. Kind of funny. For 1 dark energy, and you discard the top 5 cards of your deck. If any of those cards are energy cards, so you attach them to this Pokemon. Not the best, not really good to be relying on random stuff, but I guess you could use something like, I don't know, Mallow. Or maybe you could play this with the Gallade, possibly, for the ability. Not real reliant, but I guess Gallade wouldn't work with it anyways. But you could use things like Mallow, but it's not real good to be relying on random like that. You want to have a kind of consistent tactic. You don't want it to be based off just being random. So its first attack, not very good, but its second attack, Tyrannical Hole, for 3 dark and 2 colorless. So you can use double colorless here, of course, and Max Elixir, because it does take a ton of energy. Because it's a basic, you use Max Elixir. So I mean, if you get 4 Max Elixirs in 1 turn, and they all work, you could possibly power this up in 1 turn, but that's a bit of a stretch. Probably not going to happen. But yeah, it does just a flat 180 damage. Kind of like Ho-Oh GX, but it's for an extra energy, and you could use it every turn. So in the game, it is a pretty big Pokemon with, I believe it has a lot of HP. It's slow, so it's kind of very similar in the video game. I don't know what type it is. It might also be Dragon. It might be Dark Dragon, not sure, but yeah. It is kind of fitting because it takes a ton of energy and has a ton of HP. And this attack, as I just reviewed, I don't think it's going to be that good unless there's some sort of huge Dark Acceleration card like Dark Patch that comes out. I really don't think it's going to be any good. And then its GX attack here, excuse me there, it is a Glutton GX and does 100 damage, and if your opponent's Pokemon is knocked out by damage from this attack, take 2 more prize cards. And it is for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is a lot of energy. 5 dark energy. That's like half the energy that are in some decks. Some decks even have less. That's a lot of energy. You know, the average is about 10 to 12. Some decks are even playing less. So this cannot be teched into any deck, and you can't even use the double colorless for this. So definitely can't be teched into any deck, but if some super dark acceleration ability comes out, this could be good, because you have the possibility here to take, I don't know, like 4 prizes. I can't think of any cards that will make you get more. I think there's some sort of ability maybe, but I just can't remember at the moment. So you have the opportunity to take 4 prize cards in 1 turn if you're knocking out a GX or an EX. That is a lot of prizes, but it'll be hard to pull off because it doesn't do a ton of damage. You know, put a choice band on that. If you already did this attack, you'll easily be able to one-shot everything. But for the most part, you probably won't be able to use it if you're playing against a mainly basic deck, something like Volcanion. You won't be able to use it, because you'll be basically one-shotting everything with this unless you're playing a secondary attacker. But yeah, pretty expensive attacks, except for this one, of course. And then it's weak to fighting, which is also very bad because I just reviewed Guzzlord GX, and there will definitely be some decks of that. And Marshadow, and there will be tons of counters to fighting weak decks because there are tons of fighting weak decks, so you're going to think that fighting decks are going to pop up a little more often. And then it has a resistance to Psychic, which is always very good. Things like Garbodor and Espeon. It'll just be like one less item in your discard. That's always good. And it has a huge retreat of 4. You are not going to be wanting to discard any of this energy because you're putting so much on it. So, probably not going to be using the retreat to actually retreat, but you might use it just to, I don't know, like a float stone or something, a switch, a Guzma. You're never going to be manually retreating this. So yeah, overall, I give it maybe a 2 out of 5. Not good at the moment, but might get good in the future. So, yeah, subscribe. If you are subscribing, just stay subscribed. And that's pretty much it.